Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Married at First Sight All-Star panel. Glenn from Jack and Glenn, Jackie, and we have the one and only Miss Talisa Ray with us today. August, the love story will be coming a little bit later. Talisa, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing wonderful, wonderful. Ready to talk
Jackie looks so pretty. She's showing you up over there. I just want you to know. I mean, she always does a little extra today, okay? Just so you know.
Hey, hey, that's my better half. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure she looks good on this beautiful Sunday. Man, there's a lot to talk about, man. There's a lot to talk about from this past episode of Married at First Sight. There's a lot of things that transpired. I mean, we got from vibrating panties to proms to Moody Miguel to people who are just all over the place, right? Couples who you thought was doing well wasn't going well, and we got Justin who finally got himself a piece. You know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord!
And so we're gonna start with a couple who kind of started things off this week. I'm gonna start with Mitch and Kristen. Start with Mitch and Kristen because we saw Mitch and Kristen having a little conversation in the kitchen. Talisa, we start you. Your thoughts on Mitch and Kristen from this past episode in Poolgate.
And Poolgate. I actually commend them on the way that they have conversations and work things out, and how honest and open that they are. So I do commend them on that. And that's probably the one reason I think that they could possibly work, even though Mitch is Mitch. I feel like they have real honest conversations about how things make them feel. And that whole like attraction thing is dead, ma'am. It's never going to be dead. Honestly, it's never going to be dead. He can affirm you a million times, but I feel like you're always going to remember the fact that your husband was not initially attracted to you. Okay, can somebody else take over really, really quickly?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, which was a joke anyway, because as I think we mentioned last week, Mitch was like, it's not the makeup issue because he liked the mom and she was all made up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the mom was all made up and he thought that was his wife, what is it when it comes to Kristen? Is it really a makeup issue? Is it really an attraction? Is he just not attracted to her personality? Does she do too much? I mean, what really it is that he's not attracted to?
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it's kind of like Brett and Ryan. It's just like he might like a more olive complexion lady, darker hair. Maybe that's what it is. Cause it ain't the makeup because the mother was fully done up. And he was like, is that my wife? All excited, is that my wife? But I'm like Talisa, I do commend them for being able to talk about it. They took the time going up to the retreat. We're going to take this time in the car. It's about an hour drive. We're going to talk about it. And they talked it through. And I agree. The attraction thing is not dead. Even though they shot the arrow through it, I think it won't be a major issue. Like they're going to not make it a point. You know what I mean? But it's still going to. And along those lines, I mean, somebody tried to make it an issue, tried to bring it up. Oh, messy Alexis. We'll get to her some more later, but she tried to, you attract to your wife now, Mitch? And Mitch was like, hey, that's dead. We shot the bow and arrow at that. We ain't talking about that. He shot her down quick.
But you see how they talked about it in the house without Alexis or anyone else being present.
Mm-hmm.
That was going to take place in the first place if Alexis had never brought it up at the table.
Right.
If she had never brought it up, they were going to have a conversation in their own home. We might have seen the black and white cameras, whatever the case may be, but they would still have had that conversation, and it would have been different. It wouldn't have been a blow up. It wouldn't have been a pool gate. It'd have been something different. But because of the way that he felt blindsided and she felt empowered, it turned into a big thing, and that's why it blew up. Not that it wasn't there, but it wouldn't have blown up in the home because there wasn't an audience. So. That's what I feel on the Mitch and Kristen situation. But it's good that they was able to resolve some of the things and get some things done. I mean, everybody else was getting some. I don't think Mitch got anything at the retreat house. Everybody else was getting some. I still don't think she's giving him the goodies yet.
Nah.
He's not in that good graces. He's not back there yet. But
no, she said they're not there.
Yeah, they're not there yet. So that's all on Mitch and Kristen. Anything else you want to add, Talisa?
No, actually, I don't. I was listening, and I'm sorry, y'all. Like I told Jack and Glenn, I got some issues that I have to take care of, so I might pop out again because it's still not fixed. However, I agree with everything you said. So everything you said, ditto. Absolutely. Saw him in there.
Now, to answer your question, Mona, I do not think Mitch and Kristen will stay married. I think Mitch is going to say no. I think she will stay married to Mitch. I don't think Mitch is 100% happy. I think, again, Kristen likes the thought of marriage. She been engaged before. It didn't work out. She went on her own honeymoon. If she went on her own honeymoon by herself, she'll probably try to stay in this marriage by herself too.
I don't know. I think based on her superlative, the person that had the most divorces, I think she would say no. I think she would say no. She would get divorced because she don't care nothing about it at this point.
I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of feeling like they're gonna say yes. They're gonna say yes, like everybody else. A couple months down the line, it didn't work out. You know, we need to. What did she say in the kitchen with the ladies? We need to give it more time and see. Like it's not enough time. Is that what she said when she was standing there in the kitchen? Something to that effect. So I kind of feel like she might say yes, and he might say yes too, because ain't nobody gonna put up with Mitch. Okay, nobody is gonna deal with none of this mess except for seems like her, and she seems to be doing like managing it kind of well. So I don't know. So we'll have to see when it's time. We'll have to do that poll we did last year.
Right.
Who gonna say yes or no? We'll have to do that again.
Yeah, I flop every week. I think I flop on them.
Me too.
I think I flop every week on them. So, like last week was no. This week like maybe next week maybe I don't know. Wait till the end. And I try to stay. I stay away from spoilers and all that other stuff. So I'm giving my own honest opinion. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird with them.
Yeah,
they're up in the air. It's weird. Let's move on to the sex couple that turned out to be. I mean, Sasha and Nate are doing their.
That's sex.
That's sex. No. We're gonna save Alexis and Justin for a little bit later because that's gonna be a whole bunch. Because it's that sex couple who like sex toys and panties and all this other. Sasha and Nate hooking. I mean, they pack more toys and everything else than a little bit. I'm not mad at them because they're building their relationship up. They're having smoothness in their relationship. And Sasha and Nate, they're young. They're doing what they do. They're exploring each other, which is good, except for the fact that he don't know what a stop button's at. But that's a whole different conversation. Talisa, your thoughts on Sasha and Nate?
I'm excited for them. I'm so excited for them. Like, I'm glad that they're open to like spicing up their relationship. And I know that it's early and they're just getting to know each other, so there should be some kind of passion. But the fact that they are open to the toys, the swings, the vibrator, and Sasha is not as uptight as she was when we first started. She wasn't as she's not as cold as she was. I'm actually rooting for them because listen, I'm for it. Count me all in for the excitement, the turn on. And they seem right now to be the most stable, the most happiest in their relationship. The whole "I love you" thing, I'm so glad that they didn't talk about that and all of that again and how he feel and he not expressing this stuff. Like, I'm tired of hearing about that. So I'm glad that they gave us something actually, honestly, for me, it was refreshing. And I feel like maybe people who are having issues in their relationship with intimacy, sexual intimacy, will see this and be like, well, maybe we should take a visit to the store. Maybe we could spice up our relationship. And for me, I just feel like I'm excited that they're open. What else are they open to? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Listen, y'all, listen. Anyway, I'm excited for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy. Nate was happy, but you're right about that button. When she said it's swollen, I said, girl, it sure probably is, because you could hear the vibrating of the noise through the TV. The whole table was probably shaking. If you think about it, like, and then did he have it on the highest setting? Them things have multiple settings. Right. Did you have it on the highest setting? That though too tell you that, like, he might be just a little bit immature. A mature man would know, you got to warm me up a little bit. Don't go for the gusto all at the top. Like, but I'm happy for them. She expressed it was too much. But yeah, listen, they better do it. That's how I feel about them. So I ain't got nothing else on them. They ain't had nothing. That was the most exciting thing for them. Right. So
that was the most exciting thing for them. And that they were I like the fact they was trying to help Miguel and Lindy out. I thought that was pretty neat there. That one thing about Nate, he didn't read most guys. He didn't read instructions. He didn't read the. He didn't read it. He didn't read.
But he said we need to read them. Or he told somebody else to read the instructions. Like, really?
Yeah, but I like that. Like they're calming down. I still think there's an issue there with control. She's trying to relinquish it a little bit, and in this area, I think in the sex area, she can relinquish control to him because giving him the remote control was kind of her way, as I looked at it, of giving him control. And so he was able to control some things. So you can see where she's taking the advice of some of the experts of things that was given to her earlier. But I still think when it comes to the money situation, when it comes to the home situation, when it comes to job, major issues or major concerns, that she's gonna try to make the decisions instead of them making decisions together. I think
I don't disagree with you with that. I think that she's gonna really try. That she's really gonna try to collaborate, cooperate together with him. I really feel that in my spirit. Like she's gonna try. Like I want to be married. I don't want to stop. I feel like she's gonna be like, I'm not giving you. You do have to do the posting up and everything, but I want us to make decisions together as a family unit. I think she wants that family unit. I'm gonna have to disagree with you right there, Glenn. I love you and everything, but
it's cool. I was to Lisa. I think she will too. I think she wants to do, and I don't want to be stereotypical, but you know what I'm saying? I think she want to do wifey. She want to be wifey and let him be husband. She want to do that, like traditional old fashioned.
Yes, I agree. I think she wants to do traditional old fashioned kind of rules, but I'm here, tap, 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 because that don't make no sense. And that's how, if we think about it, traditional relationships, that's how they work anyway. The men be thinking they in control, but the women be like, tap, tap, tap. So baby, listen, like, so, I mean.
I'm making a bedroom deals, huh?
Listen, maybe that's why she got that excitement, so that she could make them bedroom deals. You in control, but I'm whispering in your ear right in the right moment. So everything I say sounds real good to you and sweet. But I feel like she'll collaborate. I really do. I'm really rooting for her. I'm really rooting.
And I think it's because like she really takes, like Alexis tried to say it like I'm dominant in my everyday life. And so in the bedroom, I think Sasha really knows how to, I don't want to say turn the boss lady off, but like, when she comes home, like I'm a boss lady outside the home, and I still am at home, but I'm gonna let you be the man, because like I think she said it, and we talked about it before. Like she can do everything by herself. Like what do I need a man for? She needs a man for that kind of thing, to kind of mellow her out and to let him lead the way, and I think she gonna be good.
And she's gonna be good until he mess something up. And as men, he's gonna make a mistake in something. He's gonna make a mistake in an area in their relationship. He's gonna make an error, mistake. Maybe day trading doesn't work out like he think it is, and it goes awry. His entrepreneur skills, life of an entrepreneur. Sometimes you up, sometimes you down. There's something that may go awry, and will she back him, be there for him, comfort him, and love him, and when something goes wrong?
Yes.
And when she go there and try to take charge of the situation that he's messed up or he failed in, so those type of things are just something that I'm looking at. Maybe, okay, she's trying to relinquish control, and she will relinquish control until Nate does something that she may not like.
Ooh. I don't know.
And you're right, Sharon. She does want that baby. The only way you can get a baby is by sexing. I mean, okay, I can say legitimate way. The natural way, you can adopt. I don't want to mess with nobody who's adopting out there.
Right.
But the way that she wants to have a baby is she wants to be able to deliver a baby or be pregnant. So the only way that you can do that, well, that's not the only way. People can pay for it too. I'm gonna stop right now.
We understand. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop right now. I'm just digging myself hole because people pay for it these days too, and she got the money to do so. But I think she wants a traditional way. But I'm stop. Oh man, but Sasha and Nate it was good to see. If you didn't watch the after party, whatnot, Sasha really won majority of the awards that was there. They was voted most popular couple.
Yeah,
and they are the most popular couple. I think if you ask people who watch the show on a regular basis, which couple do you like? Which couple do you think will make it? Sasha and Nate is the most popular couple that's there.
Not a swing baby.
They don't want a swing baby. Nah, no swing babies here.
No, she said Sasha wants a swing baby.
Oh,
that
type of.
Boy, shut up.
When you say swing with those two, I'm
Read
thinking swing.
The comment.
I'm thinking swing some other
Read
type
the
of.
comment.
Oh, the baby being conceived. I understand. I got it. I'm good now. Y'all can give me a moment. My football team lost today, and I'm still hurting a little bit. So y'all help me out. But no. So Sasha and Nate's doing fine. We good on Sasha and Nate. Nothing really major for them. No issue. No major problem. No major issues. But here we go. While we're on sex, let's stay there. Alexis finally gives my man Justin some booty. And she was,
as Tommy would say, Justin GTD got the draws.
He got the draws.
He got the draws.
He got the draws, and she was not happy. But she's trying to convince him that was the best thing since sliced bread. So we'll keep it there. Tilly, I'll start with you about the sexing of Justin and Alexis. Indeed, my team is the Washington Commanders, and I think our season is over. I'm just.
I feel like the more I watch Alexis and the more she talks, the more I pull away from her. Let me say that, because I don't know her not to like her, but the more I disconnect from her, the more I want to root for her, but it's just so many things about her that we caught early that are just like screaming loud for me. And her getting that Messy Award was very much so appropriate. I also feel like I told you guys last week, I feel like she's manipulative. She flip flop. Hi, Tommy. Flip flop. You know, when things are going great, you know, she's good. And then if it's not going great, then she tells him. And then the moment he says, I don't like it, or this isn't in alignment, or whatever however he decides to say it, crying or whatever, then she'll, you know, oh baby. So I feel like her gaslighting him is what is happening with this sex. They went on and sealed the deal, but she did not enjoy herself, is what the roundabout way of what she said is that to the ladies, not even to her husband. So I do get one thing she said that was true. That first time can be awkward, but that's when you don't have the connection and you really aren't passionate, because you work around it when those things happen, and you really kind of take a deep breath, you kind of work around it. But I feel like they just did it to do it. He didn't, but she did, like to get it out the way, to see, well, let me see if this is the thing that's going to hold me to him. And so just the way she low-key like dissed him, you know what I mean? Like it was a in front of the girls, like a low-key diss. Like, how do you tell your man that it wasn't good? Ma'am, what you do if there were parts of it that you like, then you share the things that you like. You should be having sex conversations anyway. And in the process, maybe not the first time, but the second time, you start to give a little direction. Him too. Like, and then for her to be like, it didn't last long, but I thought a moment ago they had said it lasted all night. Which one is it? It didn't last long, or did it last all night, Justin? Let me know. Did you? I mean, you know, and lasting all night does not necessarily mean he was up all night. You know what I mean? Like, what is it that she really wants? Like, what does she? She needs to just stop playing these games. She just be on. I think she just on the TV to be on the TV at this particular point. I think that she's gonna say no. If y'all want to know, I think that she's gonna say no, and he's gonna say yes. And he said that he hadn't been giving his all the entire 8 weeks. Well, what you been doing, Justin? Like, because this is it. This is it. You want to be this woman's husband, and this is it. But I also feel like she hasn't been giving her all the whole 8 weeks either, where she said she was genuine and giving her all. I feel like, again, she's lying. So I don't know. I just, I'm more and more each week. I'm not an Alexis fan. I'm not actually just an Alexis combination fan. Maybe separately they would be okay for me, but probably Alexis would never, just because of her energy and the way she talks about her husband. And like, okay, I'm going to tell you, one of my co-workers used to be my work husband, used to tell me all the time when I was married, he said, I learned a lesson that whenever you talk about your spouse to other people, you only share only the good things. Because when they meet them, that's all they're gonna know, versus sharing all the negative things. And not only that, that sticks with you. You share the negative things with your spouse. And so it was a little more than that. But I feel like she needs a lesson in knowing when enough is enough. Like when to just, like, I'm not gonna share all of these details about my sex life and that my husband isn't pleasing me. So I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm becoming less and less of a fan. So if you feel differently, please change my mind. Okay, let me see it in a different light if you feel differently. Because I just really sometimes get on this little soapbox and be like, nope, I ain't gonna like you again. It's too late. It's too late. But I'm open to changing my mind. But she talks too much. Tell it. He's celibate. We not having sex. What was it he said on after? She said on after party about his performance. Something. She said something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, yeah, she said he wouldn't have problems kind of insist.
Yes.
Had a problem getting it up.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then you say that he's been celibate for a year and a half, right? And so he doesn't have the stamina, but he was excited. Like you're a very voluptuous, very attractive, very shapely woman, somebody that's probably outside of his league normally. He is going to be excited. A year and a half, ma'am, give him a little bit of grace, right? You give him a little bit of grace. You said it yourself, but you're not giving him any grace in that area. Do it again. You might be having your eyes rolling in the back of your head. Maybe you need to get you some vibrating panties. You talking about you don't use no vibrators. Listen, they was trying to help you. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm done.
The blood was flowing for Justin. The blood was flowing. Tommy, the blood was flowing early. Tommy, your thoughts on Justin and Alexis, man? Welcome. You came in the right conversation, my brother. We were holding off just for you. Justin and Alexis, your thoughts on Justin and Alexis and this whole sex situation.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. So first off, Justin did GTD. Good for him. Good.
I said, as Tommy would say.
Finally, GTD. Yeah, I think that was a sympathy smash that Alexis just was like, okay, let's just get this out the way. I don't feel like it is just weird them talking about it. It's just like how she talked about it and his representation of it were two totally different things. Like he was like, this has been the best thing since sliced bread. She was like, it could have been better. It was mediocre at best. Like Talisa was saying, it is a conversation that you can have, when you're talking about sex, because it's like, okay, yeah, it may not have been good the first time, but hey, that's a learned behavior. Like every person that you have sex with likes something different. So learn those likes. That's the thing about being married. It's like you get to explore and learn what your spouse likes. So learn that, and talk to each other. Be open to talk to each other about it. And I feel like her not talking to him about it being mediocre or, wanting better, I think it harms them if they were going to go past decision day, because now it's another, like, I guess another knock at him. First is her dog bit, or his dog bit her. Then it's he flies kites. Now it's his sex is bad. So it's all of these things piling up that she's not talking to him about. And for him, it's like, oh, this is best. We're doing great. I still feel some type of way because she said X, Y, and Z about me, but I finally, we finally had sex. I don't think their relationship has changed or gotten better because of it. And, some people think that's what happens. But their energy is just, she was trying to say that his energy was off, but I feel like he was like, his change was from when she was like, I don't want to be, or I don't feel like I'm ready to be married to Justin. That was when his change came, and like, them having sex, yeah, it's exciting for him, but I mean, it still doesn't change the fact of what she said, and I don't feel like she's really understanding or seeing the things that she's doing wrong. And of course, he doesn't know how to have that conversation with her, just because, I mean, it's Justin's. He's enamored by the fact that they had sex, I guess. I don't really know. I kind of wish they wouldn't have had sex, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, it complicates things.
Yeah. Yeah, after she was like, it's not good, and he was like, it's amazing, I was like, yeah, that's a conflict that they just gonna have to figure out. I don't think they're gonna go past decision day though, so there's that.
So I'm gonna ask you guys this: what did you guys think before we get into it? What did you think about her constantly? If you listen to what she was saying throughout the episode, she constantly tried to reaffirm, like, "Hey, oh, you got that booty go, right? Like, oh, it was good, right? Like, I threw it on you, right?" She kept trying to pump it up and make it seem like it was the best that he ever had. And so, to me, I'm looking at it like, who are you trying to convince? You trying to convince him
or yourself?
Or yourself?
Uh-huh.
Who she's trying to convince here? Because you notice she kept talking about it, and talking about it and throwing shots at the same time. Who you trying to convince here? Was it what you thought it would be? Were you giving it too much? So I'm like, what you guys think?
That's what that sympathy thing was.
Yeah.
That's why I say it was sympathy, because it's just like, yeah, when a person, like, I don't talk about my sex life. I have 2 kids, so obviously I'm doing something, so I don't ask if it's good, and it's a conversation that we have, but it's like, yeah, she's like, yeah, I put it on you, didn't it? Right. Like, okay, it is what it is on that. But she's just trying to get that confirmation because she did it out of, okay, let's just go ahead and do it. I don't think she did it out of, oh, I really wanted it, because the whole domination thing, right? I want to be dominated. You have to explain more than just, I want to be dominated. Do you want him to initiate it? How do you, he even asks you to initiate it. It's like he asks for instructions on how to initiate or dominate you. So it's like, yeah, she's looking for that confirmation because she don't want to, she know it was trash to her. She knows it was good to him, but she wants the confirmation because it's like, I just did it because, it was a Tuesday and there's nothing else for us to do, type of deal. So that's my thought.
Listen, I had to. It's hurting my spirit. It's hurting my spirit. Listen. So I'm gonna just keep it a being. I was being really, really nice. She does require affirming. It seems like, but let's be honest. If you've ever had bad sex, it just ain't one person that's had the bad sex. That's how come she kept saying, "Do you? Did you? The glow, whatever," because it was bad to him too. Evidently, he did not enjoy himself. Maybe that's why it lasted all night. Maybe he did the first time because he was excited, and then maybe it lasted all night because he didn't enjoy himself. Like, I don't know if I like her or not. I'm sorry. It just really bothers me. So that's how I feel. I feel like she come out, it wasn't good, then it probably wasn't good to him either. And that's why he wasn't as excited and hyping you up the way he thought, or the way she thought that he should. There we go. Also, Tommy, you made a very good point. Because sex is 80% for me. Yes, you did. Sex to me is 80% mental and 20% action, right? And when she said that, I don't think I'm ready to be married to Justin, he kind of checked out. You are absolutely right. So maybe it wasn't good because he isn't connected like he was when y'all were on the honeymoon. If y'all had it on the honeymoon, y'all both be over the moon excited about one another, like Lindy and Miguel, sort of maybe. But I'm just saying that if you thought it was bad, 9 times out of 10, he didn't think it was the best either. Wasn't his best experience either. It's on you.
His best performance.
It's speaking from the man's perspective part of the sex. If he ended it, it's decent to me. Like bad sex to me is it stinks or I don't finish. But if I finish, I'm good to go.
So listen. So you telling me you ain't never just closed your eyes and just finished because you started something and I'm gonna just finish. Let me just because I need it for myself. Like you ain't never in your pre-Artika days, okay? Because Artika is throwing it down. You got them 2 kids, okay? Listen, but pre-Artika, you ain't never been like you too, Glenn. I know. I'm sorry, y'all. Hide your kids. My mouth is open. You ain't never in y'all single life, because when I talk to my boys, sometimes not my sons, but like my homeboys, they be like, yeah, sometimes you just power through it. Like you just power through. Like I'm not a man, okay, and I'm not as a woman. If I'm not enjoying myself, it would have been okay. That's good. Okay, bye.
Her voice is gone, so she can't really talk. She sounds like Glorilla. Did I cut you off, Talisa? I'm sorry.
Nah, she was asking a question, but I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay, no, like I've never just like because if that was the case, I would stop. I've stopped before, but it was only because of something happened. But it's like, nah, I never had to fake it. Like it was, if I was like, because the thing is, it's like, first off, you have to mentally get over the fact that you're in it. That's one part. It's like, oh, this is really happening. Because it's like, the chase. And then like once you're in it, you trying to finish. So I think that's what it was, Now I wasn't in their room and so it's like I can't say if it was good to him or good, bad for him and bad for her. But if he finished, all I got to say is if he finished, he had a pretty good night.
See, I'm gonna go different. I think it's what she did to him that made it a good night for him. The things that was because he might have finished quickly, might not, but it was what was done and what made him finish. And why he said it was good. And what he tried to do, I'm gonna steal a line from Big Job. He wanted to redeem his stroke. That's why I went all that night, right? The first stroke wasn't good, so he like, yo, can I go ahead and redeem my stroke? And she was like, all right, because she knew it was trash. All right, I give you a second opportunity because Talisa, you said it. She was trying to find something in this relationship to hang on to. So she was like, okay, first stroke wasn't good. It'd been a year and a half. She chalked that up to an excuse, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's go ahead and try again. And, and the ambiance of because the way it made it seem, y'all tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong in the chat, it made it seem like they did it at the retreat or at the retreat house. That would have seemed like. I mean, I think they might have did it there beforehand or the night before, whatever case may be, before the prom, and it made it seem like he was trying to, make up for it.
I kind of got the feeling it was prom sex. I did. I kind of got the feeling that maybe it was prom sex, but I see Jackie shaking her head no.
Yeah, no, I didn't think so.
I thought it was. I thought it like they had it there because I'm had to say it had to be good.
Like before they got dressed?
Yeah, before they got dressed.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, maybe that. Okay.
And, but it had to be good for him because he ran and told Sasha. I'm not telling anybody if my sex is trash. If I didn't have a good time, I'm not going to go tell Sasha, oh, we had sex. Because they're going to ask questions. This is the sex queen. She can like, oh, what y'all, this, that, and the other. I'm not, if I know it's bad, I'm not asking Sasha. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that. So it had to be. So I'm thinking it had to be good for him because he told somebody else, and he was like, "Hey, you know what? Let's be honest. He ain't had that in a year and a half. It's like you ain't eat no good food in a year and a half, and you finally get a plate. It's gonna be good. He ain't eaten in a year and a half, so whatever he got into, it was gonna be good for him. It may not have been good for her.
Like Tommy said, yeah.
It may not be good for her. She knew it was trash. She knows she didn't give her best effort.
No, I think she tried to say she was giving her best effort. Like let's put that year and a half of celibacy into, bro, I whipped it on you. So you had to finish early. I think she was trying to pump herself up. Like, I whipped it on him. Yes, I did. And when he wasn't like, you sure did, she was like, hold on now.
But that's what she was looking. That's what she was looking for. She was looking for the confirmation.
I know, that's what I'm
she was
saying.
looking for the affirmation for him. Like, girl, that was the best. And when he didn't give her that, is go back to Talisa and Tommy's point. He checked out. He was just happy to get some. Because most guys, he whipped up. He should have asked all weekend. Like, yo, what's up, guy? I get some more. Got some more. I mean,
he might have done that, but he wasn't. He didn't give her no 5-star review.
2 thumbs up.
Exactly, Jackie. And then I don't think he's as excited about her anymore. Like, he doesn't seem as excited about her like he was even 2 episodes ago. He's over her after that whole, I don't want to be married to Justin. I'm not ready. The words were, I'm not ready to be married.
Yo, because who want to be with somebody that keep jabbing you? She mad at this man because he couldn't put on her shoes. Ask her, did he ever unhook a bra before? Like, you had trouble the night before. We wouldn't have known that. If you really wanted to give him some, why you ain't take the bra off and just come out to him just butterball? It goes back to Talisa. If he was struggling and just taking the bra off, why do you give him instructions and directions of how to do it and help him out? Or like Tommy said, if you want to be dominant, what does that mean? Because you already said he's never been in a relationship that had to be the dominant person. So what does that mean? Give me some instruction, because everybody don't have sex the same way. Everybody don't like the same thing. Everybody wants something different. So because you made the last chick ooh and ah climb the wall, back it up, flipping the rubber down, this next person don't want to. Uh-huh. And the way Justin said it was like, we made love. He used the love word. He said we didn't just have sex, we made love. And so he thinks he's making love. So I mean, he took some time. And to me, when I hear somebody say they made love, they took their time and they made sure the person they was with felt everything was pleasured and was pleased and all that. But she said it was trash. So again, somebody's lying. Did you make love, or was it wham bam thank you ma'am? Which one was it?
I think we really have to look in the fact that Justin had not had any for a year and a half. Like, any piece of anything is good enough for him, and it's not gonna last long.
No.
We all know the feeling. That thing start feeling good, it start warming up, and I'm done. It happens to the best of us. Trust me, I know. But it's like, that's what it was. It was like, yeah, it's that year and a half. He knocked the dust off of it.
Like I said, my man just wanted to redeem his stroke. He knocked the dust off. He got the first one out the way, and he was like, "Yo, give me about 5-6 minutes, recoup. I'll be back. Let me go."
The fact that he was like 5-6 minutes, the fact that he was like, "I went all night." First off, that's a problem. Good 20-30 minutes, you're probably good to go. An hour, you like that's strong. You ain't go all night.
But look at it like just like what Glenn said. Okay, maybe his I went all night was not the actual penetration. It was the I massaged her. I gave her a foot rub. I spent some time on this body part. I did that. Maybe that was his last all night. Like, it was a whole production.
But that's good sex.
That's what I'm saying.
That's good sex. Like, you foot rub and back rub, and we taking our time. We're doing this. We're doing that. That's memorable sex.
Right. And that's why he had the review that he had and she didn't.
Right.
Because she was stuck on but after all that, he was done in 60 seconds flat.
but that goes with the conversation of what you like. Right? That goes with the conversation. Do you want the rough, like we talked about last week, do you want the rough guy to pull your hair, throw you on the counter, just go and bam, 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 bam? Or do you want the guy who's sensual? Because he's sensitive, y'all. So he's gonna try to meet her needs because it's the first time.
And you're right, him being sensitive and him being all Google-eyed for her, he probably was sensual. And she don't really like him, and so she wanted the bam, 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 as you would say. But I mean, all of it is valid. Okay, when are we talking about? When are we talking about? Because all of it is valid.
Yeah.
Right? But like y'all said, she has to articulate that. She has to be able to say, "This is what I like." But that first time, she didn't want the sensual lovemaking that he was providing her. He probably even cried. I wonder if he cried. Did he shed a tear, y'all? He shed
I
a
hope
tear.
not.
He
I hope
probably did.
not. I hope not.
He did, man. Like, oh my goodness.
Right together.
Yeah. I just hope that he got his and she got hers. She never said he was selfless. She never said he was just. She said it was just quick. So I just want to make sure, because the way she would. But this is the key though, and I want y'all to chime in on this. She said, "I've been in relationships where sex has been bad before." And in other words, she's used to being in relationships or staying in relationships when sex wasn't the greatest. So, Tommy, you mentioned it a couple minutes ago. All right, they don't communicate well. She's not attracted to him. The sex is not good. What's she staying for?
She's not gonna stay. She's just waiting on decision day.
Yeah.
Something that I just thought about, man. If she did, like, I didn't know, or I didn't pay attention to the fact that she said that she's been in relationships where the sex wasn't good. Maybe she don't know what good sex is. Like, maybe she doesn't understand what she likes or what she wants, because that question probably has never been asked. And that's honestly, man, that's a good question. You know, when you're really trying to learn your spouse and your partner, you have to hey, what do you like? What do you don't like? You know, most of the time nobody has thought about that. It's one motion for us, you know. And so it's it's more so if you're thinking of your female, of your wife. I'm trying to think of how to say it, but if you're thinking of your your wife, you have to understand you have to ask that question. You have to say, hey, what do you like? Most of the time she can say what I don't like.
I think as a guy, you have to. I mean, even since high school, I'm grown. I'm 47. Even since high school, I've always asked, what do you like? I think that's what you have to. That's what you have to do. Because first, you don't want your name to be bad throughout the school. You don't want your name to be bad throughout the play. I'm just telling you how guys think. You don't want your name to be that dude where you trash. So you're gonna make sure that you take care, you handle business, so your name ain't trash. That's what I mean. That's the way it is, though. But you have to ask.
Man, you better preach over there.
You have to ask. You got to make sure.
Well, look, I don't want to get too deep, but like you said, I think Tommy.
I don't think that's the right term.
No. Excuse the pun. Pardon the pun. But I think what Tommy touched on, and you kind of alluding to it too, is not just Alexis, but just think about people, period. When you look at, people's sexual experience and, having a sex as a teenager, ain't nobody telling you what to do. You finding out by watching videos, friends, you watching movies, and, you got this grandiose idea of how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to do this, and you're not really the complete sexual experience. Like, you're not doing that because you're a kid. And sometimes people take that teenage mentality into adulthood. And so maybe she don't know, because she all we do is, I'm used to somebody making my head smack the headboard, and that's all it is to her. And he didn't do that. You know what I mean? So maybe
you can't compare.
They need to go talk. She needs to go talk to Sasha instead of being so stuck up and uppity in the kitchen. She should have had a real conversation.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, Sasha could have been like, so this, that, and the other. But she's very know-it-all. She's very know-it-all. Maybe that's what I wanted to say a little earlier. She's very know-it-all. She was not receptive to the things that people were saying. Mm-hmm. And I realize I understand that sometimes you have to talk to somebody that can educate you. She's not one of those people that will do that. I don't even think she's going to pick up a book and read and know that, because there are lots of books out here that'll tell you what you need to know and how to ask if you're unsure. And this is, what to look for. It's a whole lot of stuff, I know because I'm a coach. I be talking to women about this stuff and be helping them out. But my whole thing is she's not willing to receive the help. So she's probably going to always want somebody to make the headboard, make her head hit the headboard. Is that what you said? Is that what you called it? Yeah, that's what she's going to want. Sometimes that's fun, but not all the time. Like, calm down. Right.
Hey, no, something that I thought of just popped up in my head was she said no to vibrators, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that tells you that she's sexually immature. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not even open to a vibrator where every girl at that table was like, "What? What do you mean?" Like, huh?
Kristen said she had 3.
I thought she had more than one. So it's like her being so closed off to vibrators is like even it's a telltale sign of where she is sexually, because she not understanding the value of an orgasm. And see, we're going somewhere else with that, man. So
I know that's why I said pardon the fun.
You're right. With the even with the, like, because understanding being married, I've been married 6 years, and within those 6 years, I've had to relearn how to have sex with my spouse, because it's changed from the first time we had sex to, after 2 kids. It's changed. So it's like being able to be mature enough to say, hey, what are we doing here? It even got to a point where I didn't want to have sex with her, So even understanding that, it's like, okay, now we need to go somewhere else. Seeing with Alexis is not understanding her sexual maturity, in this whole situation. And Justin is a P who's looking to grow, and the only way he's gonna grow is with his wife directing him on the things that she like, because like I said, men are one motion. Yeah. One position may feel better than the other, but at the end of the day, as long as we finish, we're good. It's the woman that's never really satisfied in that area or thought about. So I'm done.
But he's a people pleaser too, though. So I think that also goes into not just in his personal life, but it also goes into his bedroom. That he's a people pleaser. He wants people to like him. He wants every aspect of his life to be good, to be great. And when it's not, then he has an issue. That's why I tend to lean more to his side. The story was the way that it was, because he came off like it was great, and because he wanted to make sure, everything was taken care of. So Alexis, again, I think a lot of you guys said in chat, she might be gaslighting a lot of people, downplaying the situation, and it's not what she's used to. And because it's not what she used to, so it wasn't good in her mind. What she says, she still cared for him, and I think she flip-flops.
Absolutely.
She flip-flops, depends on who she's talking to. So we'll see there. But did y'all notice the look at Sasha's face when she said sex wasn't good? If I stayed with somebody, if sex wasn't good, Sasha looked like, what? And in her vignette, Sasha couldn't even talk, because she's like, I ain't staying with nobody if the sex ain't good. But that's a whole different podcast for a whole different story and different afternoon. So any other thoughts on Alexis and Justin from this episode? I did want to say Justin is nosy, because when Lindy and Miguel had their situation, if you look in the background, Justin was standing right there, ear hustling. I think him and Alexis ear hustle on everything. That's why she won the award for the best gossip.
The biggest
gossip. Well, she's not really the biggest gossip. Justin is, because he always tells her, but she gossips as well. So
that's why I was gonna say real quick was that why is she the person that they go to talk to? I wouldn't tell her anything.
No,
because she appears like she knows things. She doesn't know shit. She appears like she knows things. Like, oh, you can come to me and talk to me. And you're right. She's not a gossiper. She's messy.
Yes.
She's the messiest award or something. But you're right. Why do they go to her? They haven't seen it yet. Sasha and Nate have. I bet you they don't go to her.
They don't tell her nothing.
Nothing.
I don't think Nate likes her.
No thing.
I don't think he does either.
Nah, he's starting to show it too. In the vignette, he was like, nah.
Yeah, I don't think he liked neither one of them, to tell you the truth. because
Nah,
they
he
both
really
said,
don't like Justin.
right. Because they both said that they messed up, and she tried to be funny. Or like, I'm the one who broke up Morgan and Ben, like in her acceptance speech or whatever.
Oh no. But she didn't call it specifically. She wasn't that bold.
But Justin, I mean,
she
Nate
said I
was like,
caused people to get divorced. I broke up for marriages, but she wasn't bold enough to say it was Ben and Morgan.
see,
Because we all know it was Ben and Morgan.
but that's her immaturity. What would you be proud of that for, right? Why would you gloat about that? Why would you even joke about that? And why would you even still at this point bring up the comment about Mitch and Kristen? Like, oh, Mitch, are you attracted to your wife this week? You try to start stuff. It's a peaceful weekend. You already see one couple having an issue, and you want to get another couple having an issue. Come on, man. That girl wild. That girl crazy. I mean, I ain't gonna call her crazy. Sorry, that girl wild. I don't want to say crazy. I don't want these people mental stability.
Last but not least.
Y'all talked about Sasha and Nate already, didn't you?
Go ahead, Tommy. Yeah, we did, but go ahead. Add your part.
I was just gonna say, man, I think it's cool that she was like, I bought these vibrating panties and just put them out. I think I watch those like on TikTok and Instagram all the time, man. So that's all I wanted to say.
I was about to say something, but I'm gonna text Artika and see you with y'all you pretended. I'm gonna text Artika.
we talk when the play's over. When we hit end broadcast, when we hit end broadcast, y'all don't get to hear those conversations. Let's go ahead, Tommy. We did talk about Mitch and Kristen. If you want to hit up anything on them before we go to Miguel and Lindy.
Yeah, I didn't really have much. I think Kristen's rendition of Mitch was by far the funniest thing on this TV show. Like, I was like, man, this is hilarious. And she's like hitting it. But you should be able to do that with your spouse. Like, I can't wait till my kids get older and they start imitating me because
it's hilarious.
I know it is. I know
it imitate me all the time.
It's hilarious.
They imitate
I know it is, but I also think I don't think they're gonna make it. It's just I think Mitch is gonna be so bothered by what did she say? She was like she voted for herself to get multiple divorces, and I think Mitch is gonna be bothered by that and never say anything until decision day. So that was my take on that.
All right. I'm gonna let you start with Miguel and Lindy. Your take on Miguel and Lindy.
Man. Where do I begin? Where did this argument come from with her taking the picture? I was like, bruh, just take the picture. Like I was what did I say in my notes? They had a prom for her. He was saying he didn't appreciate her tone, but I was like, you're gonna have to do that. Like that's one of those roles. You know what I'm saying? That's like when you get married to a person, you become their, like in my case, a husband, a dad, a brother, a cousin, a friend, a photographer, a coach, a cheerleader. Like these roles that it's what you become. And no matter if you're tired, if you don't want to do it, just do it. It's not a big deal. You know what she was asking. We all know the camera on the front is terrible compared to the camera on the back. You know, so we all know that. So just do it like she wanted to, and then lay down. You come in the trip having a bad week, and you're bringing that energy over. You have to be able to cut it off. Like with a drop of a hat, you have to be able to say, okay, I'm done with work or whatever's bothering me. I'm going to enjoy this retreat because that's nice. That's an awesome time. Y'all had a prom. Y'all got food. Y'all at this in a group setting trying to get your relationship better. And Miguel, everything she did, Miguel had an issue with. So when she changed it and was like, hey, Sammy, would you take this picture of me? He gets pissy then. I was like, bro, like you have to give her something, you know, and knowing that she has an attitude that she's going to internalize what you're saying. And then you come back and she start crying. Then you come back and you want to "Oh, I'm sorry for making you cry." Well, stop. Don't say sorry if you're gonna continue to do it. That's a pointless apology. You could have saved that one, you know. And then when they played dodgeball, I don't understand. Like, I get both their sides, but it's like, but y'all were playing against each other. I want to win. At the end of the day, I want to win. I want you to do well, but I want to win. So what do? You can't get, like, I just feel like she was his punching bag this weekend, and it was really unfair. When he noticed, when they was on the carriage ride, and he noticed that she wasn't paying attention, stop. Be in the moment with her. Stop trying to talk to her about poems that you wrote, which was sweet. You know, you think you would, you get out here, on a carriage ride, you wrote a poem, and it's sweet. It's a sweet gesture, but in the middle of you talking, she's seeing a squirrel. So she's into what's going on out here. Get into that. That's simple. That's easy, and you don't even have to think about it. Be in the moment with her. And I don't see fault with Lindy this weekend. Now, I did say the fact that she has prompted him to say that her attitude can get worse probably made these situation worse, because he's looking for the worst. He's looking for the 8, 9, and 10s to see like what happens then. But I think her being his punching bag this weekend is like, that's gonna cause them to say no, because he's looking for her out. Like I've been saying, like his 8 weeks is almost up, and he's like, how can everything's been going great, and then I have this attitude, and I know I have this attitude, and I just don't like her. The sex is good because he hadn't complained about sex, but now he's complaining about her attitude and everything that she does, and she's trying to pivot, whichever way that she can with him. So it's he just put her in an unfair fight that she couldn't win. So
can I say this real quick? Because I said the same thing, Tommy, that I know you was tired, Miguel, but she's excited. She's in the moment. She's amped. Get up and take the picture and then lay back down. Like, come on, husband.
He was up though. He was up. He was taking a picture. If you go back to what you said, he was up. He just didn't take it the way that she wanted him to take it, because he was taking the picture. She just didn't want. Don't do it in selfie mode. Don't do it. He didn't like the fact that she was bossing him around. So he did the husband thing. He got up. It was just that her communication to him was like.
But that's what I'm saying. Even, I mean, she did not say it the nicest, but again, just chalk it up to she just, I mean, gosh, it makes me mad that he's not getting it yet. Yeah, go ahead.
Why was he taking that picture in selfie mode? Why was he taking a picture of her in selfie mode? That's stupid.
Right.
Well, maybe he didn't get to that part yet. I watched it a couple of times trying to figure out. I was like you, Tommy. I wanted to figure out, why did this blow up? Why did the argument get to where it was like just?
But that's what I'm trying to say. So I know, again, we're 6 weeks in. You're not going to know everything about somebody, but I think he knows enough about her that he shouldn't, like, she was in the moment. She gets all amped. She gets all, like, we all, come on. I think we talked about this before. So you can't take stuff all the time personal when it coming from your spouse, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you excuse the bad behavior, but you be like, oh, I know when she say it like that, it's just the moment, they're amped in the moment. Like, I'm not taking it personal. He came in there with a bad attitude. He was exhausted, irritated, and you got to really, we in this house at the top of a mountain. God dog it. A beautiful edifice. Like, dude, put that to the side.
I think it was much more than this. I think I said on a video that I did. It was I think a lot of this was that he didn't get the kudos that he thought he should have got for what he did, for what he's doing for her. And so he feels some type of way already. and he's already frustrated, he's irritated, and so he's like at the point like, you know what, you don't talk. And that's not to mention, we all knew he was controlling from the first episode. He just been hiding it. He just been hiding his controlling behavior and manipulative behavior, because he manipulated that girl to give him sex, to give him the sex. And so he controlled this. I think he was like at the point where, you know what? And I agree with you, Tom. He should have just did it. I would have took the picture. I would have had no complaints. Got up, took the picture. Hey, do you mind? You good? You straight? We good? All right, and lay back down. You know, you make sure she's taken care of because she's dressed, and you do what you need to do, and then you ease back down. But y'all can't tell me. I know there's a lot of women in this chat. She could have asked a little bit nicer.
Yo, it's my turn. That's enough, Glenn. I'm tired of you.
I was waiting, and Jack was like, "Talisa gonna get you." I'm always
Glenn, I was gonna say you on your own on that one, buddy.
Hey, dog, I know.
I love you though. That was said with the most amount of love possible, and the same way, kind of in the same energy that I feel like Lindy had when she was talking to Miguel. Right? Okay, so we're gonna back up. Yes, he said he planned it. I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. I was excited about that. She was excited about the way she looked in a dress that he went and got, that she saw that she liked, and that it was planned. And oh my God, it's beautiful. Take my picture. Whatever he said, and it wasn't, I don't feel like she had a tone. I feel like she was whiny. But take my picture, come on, take my picture. Like her 27-year-old self shows up. I want to be on social media. I want everybody to see all these things. Just so happened to show up, and he went left. That whole thing that he's been talking about, what did he say? He's been waiting. He doesn't know what to expect with her, or what she's gonna say, or how she's gonna. I'm waiting on the part, like she's been subduing it. He just showed us that he a whole ass like negative Nathan, his own self. You know what I mean? Like, you telling me that your week was so bad, because you seemed fine when you left the house, but your week was so bad that you couldn't breathe for just a moment and live in her excitement. So when you say, Glenn, she didn't give him the accolades, then he wasn't reading the room. Okay, as he kept saying, you know, he wasn't reading the room. She was excited. I saw it off the screen. Mm-hmm. What you gonna say, Glenn? You got something?
No, I agree with you, but I'm coming from his perspective. He was in his feelings, and because he didn't get that, his feelings when she said it, or when she said she was joking, is really what took him off. He had his mindset that she can give me accolades, she can give me this. And I'm not saying he was right. I'm not taking Miguel's side. But I'm using the backdrop by why he went off, because he didn't get what you do something for somebody and you expect a certain thing, or you have visualized in your mind they're gonna act this way and gonna act that way. I think Miguel had in his mind, well, when I do this, she's gonna do this, and this. I don't expect her to be whiny again like a child. I don't expect her to say, when I ask her, "Oh, you was joking," because that's really what set him off when she said, "Oh, I was joking." No, you really wasn't joking. You was whining like Talisa said, and you really wanted me to get up and do it now. And so he
I look pretty, and I did. And I was annoyed that you don't understand my excitement. Let's keep it a band, because that's exactly what it was. You don't understand my excitement. You talking about you laying down. Is you mad because I'm not saying take a picture with me? Like, what's the deal? Take my picture. Like Tommy said, it is now your responsibility as my husband. Excuse me, get your ass up, come take this picture. See, now that's what should have set you off. Okay, not no little whiny tone. That would have set you off, because I would have been like, what's the problem? Come take my photo. You can stay here and lay down. I'm gonna go to the prom, because maybe he did need a nap. You know, when we be having bad energy, we be needing a nap. Now here you come with your church finger, Tommy. What you want?
I want to say this before I forget it. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
It's her party. She can cry if she wants.
Hello.
Like that was the whole premise of, like, that's the thing. It's like I don't know. Like, the day before I got married, my wife went off on me. I was drunk and hungover and everything else, but I knew I better do everything she asked me to do. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a bad day.
Correct.
So in that same instance, it's her. They're having a prom for her.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically because she didn't get a chance to do this. He planned it. Why wouldn't he be like,
Why would
you want a picture? Here you go.
True.
You want
Now
me to
let's
rub
sit
your
down.
feet? Here you go. I'm gonna put your shoes
Absolutely.
on. You need some help with
Absolutely.
this dress? Whatever you need. Why wouldn't he be like that?
Because he's
point.
selfish. Because
He's
selfish.
very selfish.
He's very
Right.
selfish. And so because he's selfish in this aspect of it was why he got mad at her over something simple. And that's my point. He got mad because he was already in his feelings prior to the conversation.
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with poor little Lindy. And
It's
then
not-
it
it has nothing to do with
just
her.
kept going and going. And I'm all like, so now we at the party and you gonna bring it back up?
Girl, that
Yeah,
right
with
there.
you.
That right there. I said that.
Yeah.
What you not gonna do? I said what Miguel should have said was like my husband said. He probably the type of person. It's on my mind. Let me get it out. Let me talk about it now. But again, you need to read the room, like you and Tommy said. The whole prom thing was set up for me. Mitch even said it. You know, I would vote for my wife as the prom queen, but obviously Lindy is for her. So Lindy is the prom queen. And so at this, dude, you really don't have room to be irritable. You don't have room to have no attitude because you set this up for me. You made this nice weekend for me. So what I need you to do is put on a garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. And let's have a good old time. I need you to shake for real. Because you can't tell me that, like Glenn can't tell me I set this whole nice thing up for you and then you exhausted, then you don't feel like doing it. That's not no fun to me. If you set it up for me, I want us to be in it together. Show me that you're excited about having done this for me. You know what I'm saying? And then everything after that, like, you know, once you get snappy, you just like, bruh, just okay. You want to say your poem again, like you said. This is we this whole weekend. Now we into teenage Lindy. She hasn't been on a carriage ride, so I'm looking. Oh, this is pretty.
Exciting.
You know, that's how she is again. Yeah. Take your wife's personality into account. You read the room, Miguel. You big dummy.
It shows that he hasn't learned anything in their marriage, though, and that's the point I want to get to. He hasn't learned anything. As Tommy said, sometimes you just gotta take one for the team. You put your feelings down.
My girl Sharon F is in here asking, what does Lindy do for him? Actually, Lindy is subduing herself a whole lot. She's really taking in consideration. And if we don't see her actually like doing things, it's because, as we know, Miguel is controlling. He wants to be in control. So he wants to cook. He probably tells her, when you wash the dishes, wash them like this and then put them in the dishwasher so they can be washed again. It's no telling how you clean the bathroom. You start from here. Okay. Don't start at the toilet. Do the toilet last. Like, he probably tells her exactly what he wants. And I feel like we don't see it because they're just showing us the good parts of them. And I agree with y'all. Like, especially you, Jackie. Listen, know your partner's personality. That girl sees a squirrel all the time. Oh, it's a squirrel. Oh my God, look at that squirrel. She don't want to hear your whack ass poems right now. She wants to sit in this carriage ride and enjoy the scenery and listen to the click clack of the horses. And oh my God, that's so pretty. And did you see that over there? Like that, when I go on have experiences like those, that's what you're taking in. I'm not sitting here listening to you telling me 2-3 poems in a row. What was it? 2 back to back. And then you tell me something, you need to set it to music. Well, then set it to music and tell it to me later. And then you told me one that you heard already because you talked about whatever, Icarius. I don't know, whoever it was. And she asked, who is this? So you done told her a poem. You done told her already. Listen, sit down. Sit down, be quiet. Close your eyes because you're tired and you got an attitude. Let her be like, oh my God, quit making that girl cry. And I mean, when she's not just like crying like a little tear. She's like crying. Quit doing that, because regardless of what anybody says, I think that she's putting in effort. I think that she is actually trying because she doesn't want to get married. Divorce. Her faith is saying that that's not a thing that you do. So she is really like putting her best foot forward. Like, I'm trying to understand you. I'm really working on it, and you're not seeing that. I'm so confused. And maybe I didn't articulate myself right the first time, but I am now. Like, sit down, Miguel. Sit down. You already said that you got a little Joey, and she is enjoying your little Joey. So sit down. Sit down. She is dealing with your madness, your controlling behavior, and on top of that, because she's not really experienced, so she's all like, you know what, this is good to me. Not every woman is gonna say that.
Yeah.
You said it with the dog is already a Rodriguez. I don't know whatever the man's last name is, and that was enough for me. Okay, you need to stick with Lindy.
Yo, he could have done that so many different ways. I totally agree. I totally agree with you. I think I mentioned in our review, he could have waited till the carriage ride had stopped, held her hand, and said, you know what, or stopped at a moment when she saw like there was no squirrels and told the carriage driver to stop, hold her hand, and look in her eyes and read the whack poem. It could have been so many different ways, but he was in his feelings at that point. Are you not paying attention to me? Dog, when y'all drove up there, when she drove up there, she probably looked at every tree like, y'all see that? Oh man, this look beautiful. That look nice. You see the sunset over there?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, she
got a little adult ADHD. That's what I see. I ain't no therapist, no psychologist, no psychiatrist. There it is. I'm not no psychiatrist, but to me, it looks like she might be managing that on her own. I mean, I got a little bit of it my own self, because I'd be like, oh, look at the squirrel. Now, what you say? He would hate me. I'd be all over the place.
That's probably why she probably needed health insurance so bad.
Right.
to get her medication.
But I think I said the same thing. I feel like she probably do have some adult ADD, ADHD. I believe it.
He didn't really read the moment. I mean, again, back to this point, he didn't read the moment because it was about her.
Yeah.
Let it be about her and your feelings. There's times in relationships as husbands or even as wives, you got to put your feelings aside for the other person. And for the other person.
The relationship all together.
For the relationship as all together. And you got to ask yourself in this marriage thing, is this a good time? We talked about sex, right? We talked about sex, how you got to communicate with your spouse. You need to talk to your spouse, but hey, when do you want me to bring things up to you? Do you rather have them when it happens? Should I wait? Should be a conversation, and you should know what things to bring up immediately, what arguments to bring back up, which ones just to leave alone and tuck away, put in your wallet. Because usually, if the day goes by, you may not want to revisit that one if the day's gone. And then those are some of the things that you learn by being married for a while. You learn about this. And at the middle of a party where everybody's looking at you, you gonna bring this up?
No.
Not in the middle of a party.
Kept bringing it up and just kept bringing it up and just kept. You beating the dead horse. She apologized a million times. And I was just like, please stop saying I'm sorry, because I FNF. Like, that's what I was singing in my head. If y'all know that song, that's what I was like, because what are we doing? Quit saying I'm sorry, girl. You're not. Just let it go. You said it. You said your part. Let him talk. And do like you normally do and just ignore it. Like, what is we doing? I'm
gonna tell you one that really set me off with Miguel was doing the dodgeball game. Are you not supporting? You're not supporting me?
Oh my gosh! Didn't Tommy touch on that? Like, bruh, you ain't on my team.
Yeah.
I want Nate to knock your head off with the ball. We're on the same team, Dad.
It might be a little bit about mad, but I want him to knock the ball. It might be a little bit, but sir.
Listen, I'll bandage you later. I'll give you an ice pack. But right now, we are on two different teams. So I'm rooting for my team. I'll root for you later.
Did you see when she was crying sitting at the bench, how Nate was like, I'm over this. His whole face was like, this is dumb.
I wasn't even really paying attention.
Why are we sitting here talking about this?
Yo.
Nate looked like, why is she crying?
Right. Nate was like, he was done. He was like, yo, Nate looked like, let's go back to this house so we get something to eat.
Because Nate understood. Nate was like, it's a game. It's a game. We playing an adult dodgeball. It's a game.
But he doesn't know how to. Miguel didn't know how to let go and have fun, man. It was intended to have a fun weekend. Let go and have fun.
But he talks about Lindy, and he don't realize he's doing the same thing. It was just it was an avalanche. It was an avalanche. Again, you know when you're in a bad mood, every freaking thing sets you off. And so that's where he was. He was just in that space.
She breathing.
He cannot blame her for that. Because you remember when he talked to Pastor Cal, he said when she gets negative, it makes me be negative. And you brought this whole thing all by yourself. This was you all by yourself.
You could tell it was him by himself because when she asked Sammy, he got mad. I wouldn't ask. If you want to rest, go ahead and rest. Right? If you want to relax, go ahead and relax. If you want to do this, go ahead and do this. It's just not anything else. It's on you, dog. It's on you, not anybody else.
Like I said, and I'll let somebody else chime in. I told my husband, I said, I get it when she was like, well, shoot, I just can't do nothing right, because he was like, just because I didn't take it then doesn't mean I'm not going to take it all the time. But how do I know that? How do I know? So I'm going to take the path of least resistance. I'm not even going to bother you. I ain't going to bother you.
Absolutely.
Let me ask somebody else. Oh, God dog, I can't ask nobody else. What more do you want from me?
And then that whole, can I get a hug? And he said no.
He said no.
I said, I know you fucking lying. Excuse me.
I would have mushed him. I would have mushed him in his head.
He's like, I know. I know you lying.
For clarification, I don't get mushed. I just want to let y'all know.
But you don't never not give me a hug.
I think that she would mush you, though. I'm going to just tell you. I think she would mush you. Try it. See, next time, try it when she asks you for a hug or a kiss or something. Just walk away and let's see if she mush you. Come back and tell her.
Don't try that.
Don't try that.
Don't listen to Talisa. Don't listen to Talisa. She Alexis right now. She being hella messy.
Look, we don't have a Jack and Glenn review that week. Y'all understand? Right? Hold on, Jack and Glenn supposed to come on this week. She must have mushed Glenn. Right?
And it would just be me doing a review.
Oh man.
What?
That's hilarious. That is a point though. Like, how is it that he could actually say no to a hug? Like, what type of person or you have to be like, no, I don't want to give you a hug to your spouse?
To your spouse.
Like, I can understand you saying no to a stranger, not give you, but that's your spouse. You spent the last 6-7 weeks with this woman, and she asked for a hug for a date that wasn't they still on the prom date?
No, they was ready to go to dinner.
Yeah, for that. Like, come on, man. I don't care how mad you are. A hug can change your life.
It sure will. I do it to Kingston all the time. I touch him and say, "How's your heart?" And he just be looking at me, and then I say, "Give me a hug," and then instantly, whatever it is I see is gone. Because I read somewhere that each person needs about 12 hugs a day. Think about that. About 12 hugs a day. So get to hugging.
Man, I don't know. I was really disappointed with Miguel, and I don't understand not having that conversation before getting to the retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Have the conversation of, I had a rough week, but I'm trying. I'm going to try, and put that, I don't want to say pressure, but put the responsibility of the relationship on her. Let that fall on her back, because she understands and she knows, hey, he had a trying week this week, so let me be lighter on him, because those are real conversations that I have with my wife. We like, yo, I'm having a hard time here at work. Boom, boom, boom. And she'll step in and do some of the other things. Same for me. I know she's not feeling well or she's having a hard week. I got it. Don't worry about it. It's just conversations that you have. And I feel like if they have that conversation of, I had a hard week, low energy, boom, 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 before they get there, we have a different conversation about them today.
You know what? Artika is really pouring into you. You sound just like her right now.
Do her.
Yeah, you sound real wise right now.
How do you know it's not the other way around?
Because I know. Because I know.
This is what I was going to say about the hug, though. I know it's times when you mad at your spouse. You're not feeling it, and they want to give you a hug. He could have very easily gave you get
the little one arm, or the little,
that give her something, but just to be like, no, don't touch me.
And then I think he put his hand up too, didn't
he? Like, don't touch me.
No, moody ass.
Oh my gosh, that was just terrible. That's all I had to say.
Yeah, can they bounce back from this?
Nah.
Why would you want
to? He's looking for her 10.
Mm.
He knows that she can get worse as far as like her attitude. So everything she does, he's gonna be on pins and needles because he's gonna think, oh, this is it. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's
And
waiting for a
I
disaster
feel
to
like
happen.
he showed a little bit of the 10. Like in that moment when she laughed at him and said, "You gonna make me crazy. You gonna make
Oh man, I thought she was finna
I
lose
thought
her
she was
mind.
gonna go. I
Yeah.
thought she was gonna go. I thought she was gonna go. I was like, do it. I dare you.
Yeah. I thought she was gonna go. So I thought we were gonna see a Hurricane Kate situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I think both of them are at like, probably. I think that they have both been, I don't want to say pretending, but for the last 6 weeks, putting on their best face the entire time, trying to be what the other person wants. And somebody said it in the comments. It was, it's the breaking point. It's the boiling point. Now I've been doing this and been dealing with, whatever you feel like is an issue on your end for them, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And now here it is. The pot is whistling. The teapot is whistling, and now it's about to blow. So I don't know. They should say no, but they probably. Well, Lindy not gonna say no.
No, Lindy's gonna say yeah.
So.
Miguel's gonna say no.
Just off of this blow up, because
Miguel's been looking for an out since the beginning.
I know I'm playing the devil advocate, and I know it's not just his blow up, but in her mind or in his mind, I'm gonna say her mind, is this blow up. Is there any repairing this? Because like you said, she doesn't want to get divorced. Talisa said it earlier. Her religion and what she believes in don't want to get her divorced. So that means it's gonna have to be Miguel. But I can see Miguel, because he's controlling and manipulative, and he may not get anybody else like Lindy. So do he stay because he can control her and kind of move her?
I don't know how much he's gonna be able to control her much longer though. Like I don't think it's gonna be right now. She's just trying to learn him and really want to work with him. But I don't think that's gonna last much longer. I think if they do both say yes, by the time we get to the reunion, he's gonna say, "I seen what she was saying. I seen it. I seen it. I seen it."
I agree, Talisa. I think Lindy is like a milder Mitch. When it comes to that control, because she look at her upbringing. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do this. And so she's in that space where, I'm independent. After a while, I was going to be like, now look, that was fine for them 8 weeks. But let me tell you something. That ain't going to fly. Like he told her, that's not going to fly. You don't treat me like that. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I
don't know. I'm still on. I think they can recover. I think they will bounce back just because of her, and she would do everything he asked her to do, just so they can save the marriage, so she can save it. And I don't think he's leaving because he likes to control.
I think he's out of
wrong. I've been wrong with many couples, but
I've been wrong too. Listen, we all be wrong. They be like, "Oh, now we didn't see that coming."
right.
We didn't see that one coming. Like, oh, you be yelling at the TV like, "What? Y'all stay together?"
Yeah.
I know I did with Beth and Jamie. Like, y'all did what? Like, y'all
I
be
do with Mark and that other girl.
Lindy.
Yeah, Lindsay. Yeah,
Lindsay. Yeah.
Like why?
Why? Yeah.
Nah, I think Miguel's out of there though. I think Miguel has just been. He talked about the 8 weeks, and he was like, "I'm done after 8 weeks because this is his MO." Like he dates for a little while and then leaves. He's the one that usually breaks up with the person. So it's like, what makes this different? They got married, but they are asked to make a decision. They are asked to break up, essentially, So he got what he wanted.
You made a good point, Tommy, when you said he's looking for that 10 earlier.
Yeah.
And she's not a 10 because of that 10 blow up. So he's looking for perfection, but he's also looking for the 10 as in the blow up. So all of it. He out of there. You right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I mean, if we just based off this past episode, we only got one couple going strong.
Sasha and Nate.
Sasha and Nate. Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
And we might need to be quiet till next week. Ain't no telling. Next week it might be we back to he don't love me. He
right.
Right.
Next week maybe
we gotta wait and see.
Gotta wait and see. He don't love me. He ain't say it.
He left the vibrator thing on, the vibrating panties on too long, so he don't love me. He wasn't thinking about me and my needs. He didn't learn how to do the direction. Ain't no telling with these people.
Everything be flip-flopping.
Everything be flip-flopping. But we enjoy talking about it, man. You guys, any closing thoughts from the guys in the chat? Any closing thoughts to Lisa, Tommy? Any closing thoughts that you have on these crazy couples? Where's the experts at? You know, I think this season we saw less and less of the experts.
Less and less of the experts.
Yeah. I think the experts actually should come to the retreat and do some type of thing with them. And, you know, that'll be an opportunity. They could bring their spouse, you know.
Don't give
if
away
they wanted their spouses to be involved in any type of way. But I mean, experts coming out there and actually having an activity that they moderate, you know, for them to do or something like that will probably benefit the couples a little bit more. I am curious to see what Nate and Sasha, because we're like they're the top couple, but it's still we know that they have issues and sexually they match each other, but where else do they match each other? You know, like are they friends with each other? Do they hang out with each other? Are they able to tell each other no, you know, when it's necessary or other things? And so those are some of the things that will be interesting to see in their success or whatnot. So like always, follow, subscribe, like this video, comment, you know, and all those good things. Yeah.
All I got to say is, all right, listen. I just want to say for anybody that don't think or don't know, these two are like brothers to me. I'm just clowning. I love them like family. I mean no harm. Okay, it's all in love. So don't be mad at me or asking their wives, why you let Talisa talk like that? Because, okay?
We're family.
We family.
We are real family. Y'all don't understand it, but we are. And I just want to say, just make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe. Listen, I know I have not been on my channel if you watch me, but you should come join me on TikTok and on Instagram because I am doing 30 days fall into change, where we change something about who we are that we are not the most fond of for the next 30 days. So I am posting continuously there. One day I'm coming back on YouTube. I ain't even did no Ready to Love. I ain't did nothing. But one day I'll be back. Let me get my life together. That's part of the 30 days is me getting my life together. So make sure y'all subscribe. And I got other stuff y'all can watch, though. Lots of stuff. Years worth of stuff. Good stuff. So go on over there and just watch it anyway. And then I don't have a membership, but August Love Story and Jack and Glenn do. So definitely subscribe to those.
Appreciate it, Talisa. We love you. That's my big sis. You know, you don't always agree.
Am I older than you? Look at me. We have to talk about it. We talk about it. They don't need to know how old you are.
Yeah, we talk about it. We'll talk about it. Like Artika said, this would have been a great episode for Dr. Pia. It would have been a great episode for Dr. Pia. Tommy, that's a great idea though, because if they bring their spouses, because we never seen really the spouses of the experts, but I've been listening to audiobook Dr. Pastor Cal's book. He talks about him and his spouse. They got a good little story. It will be good for some of the couples to hear and see the spouses of the other people. That's a good idea. So if you see that next season, Tommy, I want you to go get that check because they stole it from you.
Absolutely.
I mean they stole it from you. So go get that.
I'm gonna be writing them.
Hey, once again, make sure you hit everybody's subscribe button, everybody's bell notification. Also go to TalisaRay.com and get her journal as well, as they're still flying off the shelves like hot cake. So make sure, make it great. Hey, it's early. It's October. People start doing Christmas stuff already. I started in the store. So go ahead and get that stuff for people already. So TalisaRay.com, make sure you do that. Hit the like button while you at it. And once again, thank y'all for joining us. and have a great night. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.